Greetings and salutations. My name is Scott Pachilis and welcome inside the WECT Digital Studio. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready to watch some movies. This weekend is the 31st annual Cucalores Film Festival. Heralded as one of the top film festivals in the Southeast, it's not only a showcase for filmmakers, but a celebration of creative individuals by and large. And I couldn't think of a better person to sum up the term creative than Reggie Watts. He'll be closing out the festival this weekend, and I got a chance to sit down and talk with him about his career and slightly offbeat blend of music and comedy. When I was telling people that I was interviewing you, people my age, I would be like, I'm reading Reggie Watts, Comedy Bang Bang. But then if I was to tell my mom, I was just like, you know, James Corden, the guy who did Carpool Karaoke, yeah, I would, because, the CBS demographic, I would have to explain it. But, like, when I do that, they know who you are. So, like, do you see that when you perform at your shows? Do you have a wide demographic of people that show up to your audience because of the projects you've selected?
Well, I always say that what I'm performing for, who I'm performing for, where I'm coming from when I'm performing is from, that misfit weirdo kid in the back of the class, that's doodling on paper, like drawing starships, just like whoever's like in the back doing their thing that doesn't feel like they quite fit in. Um, that's kind of where I'm coming from. And so if that appeals to that, whatever version of that and whatever generation that is, that's who I'm kind of drawing from. I think that if I'm doing that well, then everything falls in line with all the other generations. So yeah, so at my shows, it's cool. Like I'll have families showing up now, where it's just like their young kid is with them and the parents brought them, or the kid brought their parents, and that means a lot to me.
When I hear you talk about your childhood and like being able to experiment, like what do you think of the amount of tools kids have today and the amount of platforms they have, where it's like it's easy for someone to like just like throw a beat together and do this weird offbeat type of humor thing and get it out to like a huge following?
I mean, I think it's incredible now. I mean, you can literally make anything you want at any given time. And you have all the tools. You have a whole, if you want to create an animated thing, you can do an animated thing. If you want to do anything, any type of media, any form, you can do it. There's definitely no limit anymore to what can be done. It now is just a matter of focus, like having a vision and executing it without getting lost in how many options that you have.
The last thing I want to ask you about is you do such a great job in your book about, painting a picture of your childhood and, Montana specifically, and your friends are a perfect cast of characters. The way you tell your adolescence is so heartwarming and it's so vivid. And I wondered, like, is that something you think about, like maybe telling your story in a TV show, or we're at an independent film festival, maybe an independent
Mhm.
film?
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm glad you asked that. I mean, yeah, for sure. I've been thinking about it a lot, and there's been a lot of talk about it, the people trying to like option the book as a movie and, all these things. And I think, at this point, especially like the industry is changing very quickly these days. It's not really about like, do they like the project? It's about what is the network? What's the mandate for the network? What are they looking for? They're looking at your social media and going like, does that hit the graph, the demographics and blah, blah. So I think, well, to answer your question, it's like, yeah, I definitely want to represent those stories. And there's so many ways to do that. And I think, probably in the next year or two, I'm going to be looking for a way to do that, whether, a network is behind it or not. And so, and I think it'll be probably a direct to fans, situation where I go, here's an idea for a thing. Like, let's say I want to shoot a scene from the book, that happened and
Yeah.
make it just that. And then I just go, hey, do you guys want to see this? If you do, then donate. And here's how much we think it'll cost. And if they get there, then we're like, okay, great. Now I'm going to go to Great Falls, Montana. I'm going to shoot that scene, and you're going to see it. And then maybe that'll attract attention. Who knows?
You can catch Reggie Watts perform at the Wilson Center this Sunday night at 7 p.m. And for more with Reggie, be sure to look out for our full interview on WECT's YouTube page, where we'll go more in depth about his time on Comedy Bang Bang and The Late Late Show. From the WECT Digital Studio, this is Scott Pachilis, signing off.